Welcome to the Gateway Kartplex and the season opener of the 2024 Ignite Challenge. Today we are running the reverse kink layout. The south end of the track stays the same, but after the 90 comes a long front stretch that bypasses the chicane and takes you into the 180 and the reverse kink, which is a very tight and technical complex of corners that is about your only option for passing on this track. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first races of the 2024 Ignite Challenge. This will be our first season running the entire Ignite Challenge series, and this is a huge day for us. Yesterday, we ran in race number 7, and today we're running the exact same track layout. So the kart is right here, and we are doing virtually nothing with it. I might make a couple of setup tweaks for that, just to get it perfectly dialed in for practice 1. But all in all, I feel a lot better today. I think a lot of what hindered my performance in yesterday's race, in race 7, was that I was just coming off a long week of working and dealing with family stuff. Hadn't really had a lot of time to just like sit back and unwind and rest. I feel like that kind of affected like my overall morale and just kind of how I was able to put in effort yesterday. But today I feel a lot better. And I feel like that I'm a lot more confident going into today now that I know what to expect. B, feel a lot more energetic and happy and well rested. I got myself a good breakfast and a mocha cold brew, and we are ready for today. Now, of course, today is the Ignite Challenge, which means that it is time for everybody's favorite modification to these karts, and that is the pushback bumpers. Boo! If there's one thing I hate more than the reverse kink, it is these things. As good as they are of a penalty system to catch people that are bumping too aggressively and are punting people out of the way, it is just as easy for someone that is innocent to get penalized for being brake checked or from being bumped on the star and pushing someone in front of them. I think everyone and their mother hates these things, but we still have to run them because it's the rules. The idea with these, if you don't know what these are, is that basically if you smash into someone, then you can see there's a little gap there with a little notch. So if you hit it really hard, then it'll push itself in. But the idea is that if you can get it on tight enough to where it doesn't want to move, then that should save you from some penalties. Unfortunately, it didn't save me from penalties last year. You guys didn't see that because a lot of footage corrupted. We're going to try and not get any pushback penalties today. But other than that, the kart's ready. Might just do a couple of things. Might swap out the oil and make a small alignment adjustment. We'll see.
So for the first time in that challenge, we're offering scholarships to the Ignite 100 Senior Champion, 3-day 4-day car school, the Ignite Senior Champion, the 1-day 4-day car school, and the Ignite Master Champion, the 1-day GT 1-day school. On top of a lot of other really cool stuff that is on the way. And so yeah, we just want to give a big thank you to them, tag them in their socials, blow it up, show them some love because they're showing us some love. It's going to be really awesome. Really excited.
Hot one today, stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. That's the first and foremost.
Yummy. Looks like chocolate syrup. Also, concerningly less oil than I was thinking would show up in that pan. I'm not sure why. Okay, driver's meeting's done, and we got all the stuff we need to do with the kart, so that's ready. A couple noteworthy things before we get into practice. One, I'm actually not sure how many people are going to be running in my class in senior. Because I think there are a lot of people that normally run near the front in senior that are going to be running in the 100 class today, but we'll only be doing the 100 class. Like I talked to Aiden Leiber earlier, that's what he's doing, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few other people that I know race 100 that'll probably do the same thing. So there may actually be a lot of heavy hitters that are normally in the regular series that we won't be seeing in our class today. Another thing they mentioned in the driver's meeting, actually two things. One, you heard Zach Buchanan, the stakes have been raised heavily for this year's Ignite Challenge series. So the series champion for this year in Ignite Senior will win a one-day entry into the Skip Barber Formula Racing School. So that is a huge, huge deal. It's the first time in years that they've had any sort of prize, anything close to that. So that is a huge deal. We're racing for basically a formula racing seat. And then secondly, more importantly, is this right here. They mentioned that they narrowed the exit of the 180 to make it tighter because a lot of people were running kind of out wide. And so they wanted to tighten it up, make it like an actual 180 that's really tight. So we'll have to watch this and see how it goes. Heavy class is about to go out right now, so I'll be watching them see how they take this line. So that'll be interesting. Other than that, pretty much the entire rest of the track is the same. Here comes Heavy right now. Here watching them a little while, but it doesn't look like it's going to make that big of a difference. But either way, I think we're feeling really good for today. We got a setup that I think we can run with, and we should hit the ground running, and we'll be able to tweak it throughout the day. Yeah, we'll get into practice one and see how it goes. And that is our 2 practice sessions done, and we are off to a very good start. We were 6th in our first session, and we were 5th in the second session. Obviously today's a little bit of a smaller class. I kind of expected that, seeing how empty the parking lot looks, but we're still doing pretty good. We're right up there with some of the top dogs in the challenge. And I think our setup is pretty well dialed in. The track is heating up very fast, so I think I'll need to go down on tire pressures pretty quickly. And then for qualifying, because I didn't get a chance to test it in practice too, I'll be trying out 4 blacks and 1 weight. This will be my first time trying out a weighted clutch, but 4 blacks and 1 weight should give me just a little bit of a higher engagement point than the 2 blacks and 2 whites, which I was running. So we'll try that, and then we'll get out on track, and hopefully we should get up there in the front row or around there. I don't think the class is going to be big enough to split, but we have a really good kart. We have some people around us that I think we can follow and get some good drafting off of. So I think we have what we need to get on the front row. So let's go out there and do it. My unsponsored shout out for today goes to none other than First Form. I left my big Yeti water bottle at home today, and it's going to be up in the 90s, one of the hottest days we've had so far this year. And First Form pulling through for the challenge, bringing out free complimentary gear for everyone here at the challenge, free energy drinks, free protein bars, just awesome. They were a lifesaver for me. Bobby Crew, yeah! All right, qualifying is done, and we qualified 3rd. Our first time qualifying in the top 3, just 2/100ths of a second off of the front row, and just 6/100ths off of the leader. So a very, very close field, but we are doing very, very well today. I am super happy. The balance of the car feels great. It felt good to run with some people that knew what they were doing, and that I could get a good drafting train off of. And weirdly enough, it still feels like I could improve. It feels like in the 180, I'm still getting a little bit of a sloppy exit. I could do a little bit better with that. But, I mean, aside from that, the kart feels great. I feels like it's able to stick pretty well. And I'm not really going to change anything going into the race besides tire pressures. And then another noteworthy thing, normally in the regular series, it's a 15-lap race. In the challenge, it's an 18-lap race. So a slightly longer race on a smoking hot racetrack, so I'll probably be running pretty low on tire pressures. But other than that, the setup feels great, the balance feels great. I'll probably have to run a little bit lower on pressures in the rears because it pushes a little bit in the front, but nowhere near enough to create any problems. Obviously the kart feels great and it's pretty well dialed in, so we'll take it in the race and see what happens. Next up, I gotta show you guys this. So I have not been here on Sundays, which is the Super Comp. And on Sundays, they run what is called the Ignite 100 class. And that is basically the same kind of kart that I drive, but with a VLR 100 engine on it. And they go probably 20% faster than our karts do and can hit like 70 miles an hour. Like, these things are outrageous to watch. I gotta show you guys this race. That's just so cool to watch. If I had all the money in the world, I would totally do it. But maybe someday, not today though. It's you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. I mean, forget about all the racing that's happening right now. We got like a full-on car show happening over here. Like, check this out. A Cobra kit car. I mean, obviously I've seen this around the track before, but I mean, this looks pretty sweet. White paint on the piping, got like the seats on the inside. Obviously gotta have the stick shift. Got a Z over there, and some nice BBS wheels. And then we got the absolute behemoth that is the Ram TRX. I personally am more of a Raptor guy, I'm a Ford guy, but I have to admit that's a cool truck, and that V8 sounds mean. See, now here's something that makes that TRX look like a smart car. The First Form guys bringing out this absolute monster. Judging by that, I guess it's some sort of like Dodge truck, or was. But yeah, that's pretty insane. Over here we got a red C7 with basically like a track build on it. Huge wing and diffuser, got like some black accents, and what looks like a huge like front like splitter and canards. Like, just look at the back of this thing. That is nuts. I mean, I'm not normally a Corvette guy, and I mean, sometimes like track builds on these kind of cars look like kind of funky, but that looks pretty awesome. So you've got the full Beamer squad over here. Check this out. Newer M3, older M3, and very old, I don't even know what this is, in like cat piss yellow. So here's my thought process. So we're starting third, and it is an 18-lap race. That's a lot of time. I'm gonna try to get my exit out of the 180 down. Hopefully that'll be improved, but there's no guarantee that I'll be able to figure that out. My thinking process with this track is that if there's an opportunity to make a pass early, then take that opportunity, because if people get spread out, it's going to be a lot harder to pass. Don't make any low percentage moves, and don't make any moves that are going to kill your momentum and let the front guy run away. Because I am going for a win today. Obviously a podium win would be great. It's great points for the challenge, but all in all, I want to win today. That's the thought process I'm going into. I absolutely think that we have what we need to get it done. We've been looking great all day. Just need to put our heads down and just pass two karts and we win. So let's go on to race one. My lunch for today, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on King's Hawaiian Sweet Rolls. Never tried it before. I highly recommend it. Well, we just finished up our first race of the 2024 Ignite Challenge series. It was going really well. We actually led the race for a couple laps, our first time leading in Ignite Senior, and we had the kart to win, but Jaden Beckman made a pretty late move on me going into the 180, and since I have to leave room for the driver on the inside, I just got inhaled by her and everyone that was in the line behind her. I went from like first to sixth in one corner, and through trying to get my positions back, I further fell back down. And after a pushback penalty and some fighting near the middle of the pack, I finished in 8th. It's a tough pill to swallow. I felt like we had the kart to win or even get on the podium, but you know, things just don't go your way sometimes. And we're going to be starting 7th in the next race, so a lot further back. Probably not going to get up to the podium just because of how much of a track position race this is, but anything can happen. We're still going to try, yeah, hopefully we can get a good result out of today. I'm really upset that we weren't able to make a win out of that. It felt like we had the kart to do it, but like I said, just things don't go your way sometimes. But we're gonna try and bounce back in race 2. We know we have a fast kart, just gotta pull through in the race, and then we'll be up there. Well, story of my life. It happens, and sometimes it happens a bit too much. Yep, we were meatballed once again from our second challenge race because of none other than the rear bumper once again. I didn't know what caused it to come off. I don't know if someone knocked it loose or if there was just a bolt that was too loose that kind of made it fall off. But we were running really well. We actually had the fastest lap of the race, like the whole race. So that's pretty huge that we went purple. But unfortunately, we couldn't keep our kart in one piece, so we were disqualified. And we also got a little bit of pushback penalty as well, because these pushback bumpers are so stubborn. In fact, you can see I've got it tightened down all the way and it's still bending back a little bit. So I don't know what's going on here, but that is less than ideal. Kind of a roller coaster of emotions today, but bottom line, we know we have the speed. We qualified 3rd. We led our first ever laps in Ignite Senior, and we set the fastest lap in the second race, and we were only on track for like 4 laps. So that's a pretty big deal, even though we didn't really have any results to show for it. The challenge series will pick up in a couple of weeks at 61 Kartways in Iowa. I will be there. It will be my first ever away race And on a slightly sadder note, today was my last day racing at the Kartplex before my move to St. Louis. In my moving video, which I posted a little while ago, I did say that the challenge race today was going to be my last race here at the Kartplex until pretty much further notice. But opportunities have arisen. We are not done yet. We're coming back. We'll see you in July. See you then.